What's up, everybody? In today's video, I'll be showing you the best build you can use early game in Elden Ring. This build is primarily strength, and you can get it all within just a few hours of playing the game. This build does insane damage, along with a ton of poise damage, meaning you'll be able to get a bunch of critical hits. The main part of this build is the Greatsword, which is a weapon you can unlock very early on for free, so let's get into the build. So here we are, and like I said, the main weapon we'll be using is the Greatsword, a weapon found in a chest here on the map, in Elden. It's really easy to grab. There's only 2 dog enemies by it, so sneak past them and just grab the chest. Now, I do have this upgraded to plus 24, and yes, this takes regular smithing stones, but of course you won't have access to all these at the start. I believe you can get a weapon leveled up to plus 4 whenever you start off the game, so that should be enough to carry you through a few bosses. Anyways, the next most important part, the Ash of War I have on this weapon is Lion's Claw. To get this, head to Fort Gale, which is here on the map in Elden. Then, follow the way I go around the castle, behind it to these tree roots. Past the tree roots will be a guard, so kill him, then head up the ladder behind him. Once you're up, go down the next ladder into the courtyard area, where there'll be this giant lion you'll have to kill. Now this guy is pretty tough, so beware. But just so you know, you can use your summons here, so if you ever need help, just spawn one of those in. And to equip the Ash of War onto your Greatsword, first, you need a whetstone knife, which you can find very early on in the game. Then, head to any site of grace, and there'll be an option to change your Ash of War. Next, you'll also need any seal to cast incantations. The one I like to use is the Finger Seal, since it's super easy to get, and it gets the job done. To get it, you can buy it from the Twin Maiden husks inside the Round Table Hold for only 800 runes. I'll show you the incantations we'll be using in just a bit. For the talismans, I have the Axe Talisman, Ritual Sword Talisman, Claw Talisman, and the Green Turtle Talisman. This build focuses on charge and jump attacks, and the Turtle Talisman is so we don't run out of stamina as often. Now, the Ritual Sword Talisman is optional, since I know it's more of a later game talisman, since you will have to have unlocked the Altus Plateau area of the map. If you don't have it, you can replace it with something like the Crimson Amber Medallion, but it's up to you. Now, if you don't have the Claw Talisman, since I know it's pretty confusing to get, let me show you. First, spawn at the Rampart Tower site of Grace in Godric's Castle. If you don't have it unlocked yet, just progress through the story. Then, follow the way I go, upstairs to the top floor. Whenever you get here, jump off onto this ledge and head onto the tower with a broken roof. This will allow you to fall into the tower, leading you to another building. When you get here, watch out for the bird. It can be pretty annoying. Either kill it or walk past it. Then, just keep following the way I go. Once you get here, defeat the enemies first, so they don't shoot you off the ladder. Then you can go up it, and you'll find the Claw Talisman. An annoying but great talisman to get. Now for the wondrous physic, I have the Lightning Shrouding Cracked Tear, which you do not want to have. I'm not sure why I had this on at the time, but don't use it since we're not using anything lightning related. Instead, you could use something like the Opaline Bubble Tear to give you damage negation, or the Spiked Cracked Tear to enhance charged attack for a short period of time. The second one I use is the Stone Barb Cracked Tear, which temporarily makes stances break easier, resulting in more critical hits. Also, I know this isn't related to the wondrous physic, but I forgot to say for the Ash of War, make sure you make it a heavy type, not any of the other ones. Anyways, for the incantations, I have Golden Vow and Howl of Shabiri. Now, since Golden Vow is a late-game item, I'd recommend using Flame Grant B Strength instead, since it's also a great incantation, and at the time I just had Golden Vow equipped. Howl of Shabiri is very easy to get. It's just pretty time-consuming. All you have to do is head to this spot on the map, and here, you'll find this giant tower with an Eye of Madness, which, like the name says, will give you the madness effect over time and can deal tons of damage, so watch out. Inside the tower, there'll be a few different enemies, but what you want to do is head to the top and defeat everyone there. This will deactivate the tower, and you can head to the 3rd floor where you'll find a chest and the Howl of Shabiri inside. Make sure to use these 2 incantations before each fight. The Howl of Shabiri, whenever activated, will give you a 25% damage buff, but it'll also give you a slight madness debuff, along with an increase in the damage you take. But for this build, it's worth it. Now, with the finished build, let me show you what it can do. And if you're wondering about the stats, just go back to the beginning of the video and you can see it while I'm in my inventory. Anyways, let's get into this. Also, sorry for the really bad gameplay. I hadn't played in over 2 months, so I was still getting used to it. As you can see, with all of the buffs activated at once, you can get this type of damage from one swing. This is why I think it's the best build, at least strength-wise, for newer players, since it's easy to obtain and it's really simple to use. Let's move on to a different boss now. Using the Lion Claw Ash of War, with everything I mentioned previously, does 1500 damage, which is really good, especially for the early game bosses like this Erdtree avatar. Anyways, that should be enough gameplay for you to understand it does 1500 damage. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I hope this video has helped you decide what build you're gonna make. And if you have anything you'd like to add to this build, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys say. Anyways, see ya.